Hi, I'm Keith Cotter and welcome to the HSB Academy tutorial session. In this session we're going to take a look at the shop drawing user interface. In HSB Design today we have enhanced the user experience greatly in order for you to be able to create shop drawing much easier. The user interface is now a lot simpler to allow you to be able to place views on these shop drawings. So in the next few minutes we're going to take a look at how you do this. So let's jump in, take a look and see where we go. So here I have a typical model and I go to the shop drawing settings and I open the title block that I want to use to set up my views. Now this would be a typical title block that you would have created that would have some titles on it representing where you want different views, the front view, the top view, maybe a bill of material, an isometric. And what I'm now going to do is set up the outside view, which is going to be the front view in this particular instance. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the section view anchor, and here we're going to determine that I want to set up a front view. Now in setting up that front view, what do we want to do? Of course what we want to be able to do is add, in this case, some tags, and those tags might be maybe the position number of the beam, maybe it's some labeling that you want on the beam. But essentially the first thing that we will want to do is we'll want to at least filter out the objects that we want to tag. So this is pure filtering, which you will know in Revit, and that will have completed my tagging process. Now I'll move on and I might want to add some dimensioning in this case. Here I'm going to set up a cumulative dimension and I'm going to be able to position it maybe on the bottom in this particular case, and I want to be able to dimension all the objects in this case. Now what's obviously important here is how do I want to filter, and what's important here is what I'm now selecting is I want to select the objects that I want to filter, and that's what the family filter is here. So it's really filtering out of the model those particular objects that I want to filter. Whereas below I have family filter extreme, that's the reference object. So in other words, where do I want my dimension to start and end? What is the reference object? And then I would select another filter to pick up on that particular one in this case. So I'm using zone 0 and in this case distribution beams as a name, but it could be any filter name in this case. Again, I'm going to add another type of dimensioning, and this dimensioning is going to go on the left. It's a delta dimension that I want to add this time. This time I want to pick up some blocking, maybe say in the wall. So I'm picking it on the left. I'm saying I want to include all points. And once more I want to filter, and once more I pick my family filter and my extremes. In this case it's going to be blocking that I want to pick as my filter in this particular case. And then you just continue working your way down, and one area that we didn't cover yet, for example, would be opening. So you would then select your openings and you determine how you want your opening to be. And again, you can have the location of your opening line on the top, the bottom, the left, or the right. And in determining that, you can determine also what the offset value might be for this particular opening and be able to set the equivalent values in each case. And essentially these are some of the core settings then that we have in terms of the overall view and how you might want to orientate that view, whether you want it horizontally aligned, whether you want it vertically, whether you want to crop the view, and like in all Revit associated views, you have what's called a view template as well, where you can really filter the type of information that you want to see in this particular view that you're setting up. And here I'm changing now my viewport template to a different type of filter, so it really is pinning down. And finally I'm going to position it and place it in location. So what do I do now? I've now placed the front one. I now need to create the one for the vertical, the 3D view, top view, and it's the same process once again where I continue on through the entire stage. So basically here I am with all my view tag or my view section anchors, and now I want to save this into an actual view template name. So this is the name I'm going to give, be the typical name that you would give so that you can call on the view template name at any stage later. So this is the pure name of it right now. So with our model now in place, and let's say we want to call the shop drawing, there's the name of my view template. I would select all the elements of my shop drawing, and this would in turn, like in Sheets in Revit, will create then the various sheets with that view template. And here's an example of my setup that we've already gone through, and there you can see the cumulative dimension running along the bottom, and you can see on the left hand side you've got your delta dimension. And what's really nice about this as well, you can see with the tagging that we have done here, it's with a leader line, and maybe you say, well, you know what, I don't like the leader line. So you can even at this stage override the setting, and it gives you a new setting as based on what you've set. I'm Keith Cotter. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in future sessions.